Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are diving into, well, the ultimate operating system, life itself. We're going to get a really close look at exactly what makes everything around us, and yeah, that includes you and me, tick.
Think about it for a second. Have you ever wondered how your immune system just suddenly knows how to fight off a brand new virus? Or how about the sheer mechanics of a bird navigating across entire continents? It's kind of mind-blowing. But the beauty of all these everyday mysteries is that one single unified field of science holds all the answers.
So here's our roadmap for today. We're going to kick things off with the study of life, then move right into the 7 traits of life. After that, we'll explore the branches of biology, and finally wrap up with why biology matters today.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the study of life. Now, biology investigates all forms of life across a completely massive spectrum. I'm talking about everything from invisible microscopic bacteria, and by the way, there are literally trillions of them on your skin right this second, all the way up to the blue whale, the absolute largest animal to ever exist on Earth. Basically, it's the science of how all these incredibly different organisms manage to survive and interact with each other.
You know, the ancient Greeks actually nailed this concept perfectly. The word itself comes from 2 Greek roots. You've got bio, which means life, and logos, which means study. Put them together, and biology literally translates to the study of life. It really is the ultimate mission statement for this entire field.
Moving right along, Section 2, the 7 traits of life.
So this brings up a huge question. What exactly makes something alive? Sure, we all know a rock isn't alive, and a bird clearly is. But what about something like a virus? Well, to actually be scientifically classified as a living thing, an organism has to check off a very strict 7-part set of rules.
Try thinking about it chronologically. First off, you need fuel, right? That's nutrition. Once you actually consume that food, your body unlocks the fuel through respiration, which releases energy. And that energy, that's what allows for movement, and over time, growth. But you don't just exist in a vacuum. You have sensitivity, meaning you respond to the environment around you. Now, all of this internal processing naturally creates some byproducts, which leads us to excretion, getting rid of the waste. And finally, for any species to keep going long-term, there absolutely has to be reproduction. So whether you're a towering redwood tree or just a tiny little insect, you are actively performing all 7 of these tasks right now.
Okay, that brings us to Section 3, the branches of biology. Because life on Earth is just so incredibly wonderfully diverse, biology has to be divided up into more focused fields. The 2 really foundational branches essentially split the natural world right down the middle. You have botany, which is completely dedicated to the study of plants, and then zoology, which is focused strictly on animals.
But, as you can probably guess, it gets way more specialized than that. Microbiology zooms way in on bacteria and fungi. Human biology, well, that focuses solely on us. Then ecology kind of pulls the camera back to observe how all these organisms interact with their environments. We've also got genetics, mapping out our very DNA to explain heredity. And finally, anatomy looks at the physical hardware of living things, the actual structure, while physiology investigates how all that hardware actually functions day to day.
All right, let's wrap things up with Section 4, why biology matters today. You see, biology isn't just some boring academic exercise stuck in a textbook. It has massive real-world impact. It literally gives us the medicines and vaccines that extend our lifespans. It completely revolutionizes agriculture so we can actually feed a rapidly growing planet. It guides our conservation efforts to protect fragile ecosystems. And honestly, it's driving the whole future forward through biotechnology, like using CRISPR for genetic engineering. It's a total game changer.
And on a totally personal level, biology is literally the instruction manual for taking care of yourself. Having a deeper grasp of things like nutrition, basic hygiene, and exercise, that directly equips you to prevent disease, optimize your health, and ultimately just live a better life.
So to bring it all home, biology really is the ultimate study of life. But armed with this new scientific framework, what will biology help you discover about your own life? Because the more you start looking at yourself through the lens of this amazing science, the more absolutely fascinating it becomes. Thanks so much for joining me on This Explainer. Keep asking those big questions and keep exploring.